What is up guys, Soultime here, back with another classic WoW Season of Mastery video. So today we are going to be talking about something I think is quite interesting, and honestly it's an aspect of the game that I've been missing from retail WoW lately, and that is the topic of passive gold making. In classic WoW you have a lot of opportunities to make some passive gold throughout the game's lifespan, and as a matter of fact, if you set yourself up correctly, you will receive hundreds and possibly even thousands of the gold semi-passively throughout the lifespan of Season of Mastery. Note that while I choose to call this passive gold making, it does require a lot of work beforehand, and a lot of it is also based on crafting, meaning that in order to do this, you need to have an active subscription and keep playing, but it's a couple of seconds craft for possibly double digits profit, and if you calculate the gold per hour on that, it's absolutely unbeatable. At the end of the video I will also talk a little bit about actual passive gold making, and how you can quite literally sit back and watch your gold multiply without you even playing, so let's get into it. Passive gold making method number 1 is based on having tailoring, and it is quite simply processing fellcloth into mooncloth. This can be done on a 4-day timer, meaning you can do this once every 4 days, and mooncloth is used in a lot of different crafts, but the ones I wanted to highlight are the bloodvine items that become available in phase 4 of Season of Mastery, meaning that this will be a pretty decent way of making gold until phase 4. Past phase 4, mooncloth is also used in phase 6 for delivering along with nexus crystals and war-torn cloth scraps to turn that into Noxramas tier items. This means that crafting mooncloth on a cooldown will be a decent way for you to make some extra gold every 4 days for the entirety of Classic WoW Season of Mastery, and leveling up tailoring is also fairly cheap, meaning you will start making profits on this quite fast. In OG Classic WoW I had 5 tailoring alts set up to craft mooncloth, and every 4 days I made 5 to 10 gold profit, depending on the current prices, on all of my characters, so 5 to 10 gold per character, with the average profit being about 7 gold per craft. It is not a lot, but it's very scalable, and over time that's actually quite a bit of gold. For example, a Season of Mastery has a 12-month life cycle. If you make 7 gold every 4 days, that's 1.75 gold per day. Multiply that by 365 and you have 638 gold over 12 months, or the expected lifespan of Season of Mastery. Scale that with as many alts as you want, and I can almost guarantee you will make a lot of profit. You will end up making 638.75 gold over the course of Season of Mastery on every single alt. So if you have 5 alts crafting mooncloth, you will make over 3000 gold throughout Season of Mastery. Next up is leatherworking, and as a leatherworker you can make some semi-passive gold through crafting the cured rugged hides. Or I guess I should say, through the salt shaker craft, which turns a deep rock salt into a refined deep rock salt, and that refined deep rock salt is used in crafting cured rugged hides. This is done on a 3-day cooldown, and in Classic WoW this was actually more profitable than mooncloth crafting was through tailoring, and I imagine that is because leather was more difficult to obtain than cloth, because cloth was being pumped into the market from mage boosting, and even though mage boosting will not be a thing in Season of Mastery, I still imagine the market will be flooded with cloth from open world farms, so leatherworking might still be more profitable, but also requires more gold upfront to skill up leatherworking, so it's a math test you need to do yourself based on the cost of skilling up leatherworking on your server. But what I will say is that you can obtain a lot of cheap leather in phase 1, as a lot of people will have skinning while leveling, so there are some opportunities for obtaining some very cheap leather in phase 1, which you could use to set up a passive leatherworking gold making machine. Cured rugged hides are used in a lot of endgame leatherworking crafts, and it's also used in phase 6 to obtain leather gear from Noxramas for leather users. Next up is alchemy, and as an alchemist you have several options for passive gold making, but the 2 I want to highlight are Transmute Arcanite and Transmute Undeath to water. The first one you can learn from a recipe which you can obtain from Arcanist Pestlesug in Tanaris. It is not a rare recipe, so all you have to do is go there and buy it. Alternatively, there's probably a couple on the auction house that costs a gold or 2 more if you don't want to fly to Tanaris, and Transmute Arcanite can transmute a thorium bar and an arcane crystal into an Arcanite bar, and it has a 2-day cooldown. On the other hand, Transmute Undeath to Water is obtained as a rare recipe from a lot of different high-level monsters in the open world and inside dungeons and world bosses, and it's a very, very, very rare drop. In later phases of Classic WoW, this recipe costs you over 1,000 gold, just to give you guys an idea on the value of the recipe. This recipe will teach you the ability to transmute an essence of Undeath into an essence of water every single day, literally turning garbage into gold and printing gold every single day. This can give you as much as 10 gold profit every single day, so if you get this on day 1 of Season of Mastery, which is very unlikely, but I'm using this as an example, since Season of Mastery is said to have a 12-month lifespan, that would make you 3.6k gold throughout Season of Mastery, if we go by the 10 gold profit per day profit margin. So if you're lucky enough to get the recipe to drop, that is 100% what you should go for when it comes to Transmute, and even if you find it on the auction house for a decent price, you should 100% consider buying it. Pretty much search up the current price of Essence of Undeath, then search up the price of Essence of Water, and look at the profit margin, then look at the cost of the recipe. If the recipe is on the auction house for 300 gold and the profit margin is 10 gold, then you will start making profit after a month, and you will make 300 gold per month for essentially nothing. Now, I also said I was going to talk about some literal passive gold making methods, or at least one literal passive gold making method, and that is investing. Classic WoW Season of Mastery offers a fresh economy, allowing us to predict which items will be in higher demand in the future, and therefore also allowing us the opportunity to multiply our gold by investing. Now, most people know which items will go up in price, but a lot of people need raw gold early in the game's lifespan and are willing to sell valuable materials to obtain that gold, and because we are early in the game's lifespan, there's not a lot of gold in existence, which means you can pick up these materials incredibly cheap. For example, in the first week or two, everyone will be leveling up and using every single gold they obtain to train their class abilities, as well as their level 40 mount and their level 60 mount, and in order to get that gold, they will sell some of the materials they obtain while leveling. This is a golden opportunity to pick up some valuable investments for later, and quite literally multiply your gold, and a couple of items I will personally be investing in are Elemental Fire, Essence of Water, Black Lotus, Elemental Earth, and Elemental Water. If you want a full list of all of the items I am planning to invest in, I have made and published a gold making guide for Classic WoW Season of Mastery that contains 38 different gold farms, as well as 36 different items to invest in to make profit, and right now you can also get that guide for 50% off by using code Solheim at checkout. You can check it out through the link in the video description and the pinned comment. That's pretty much it for today though. Hopefully you found the video helpful and informative, and if you did in fact enjoy the video, please consider dropping a like on it. It helps out my channel more than you know, and I honestly really appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe for more Season of Mastery content. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again very soon.